from the City of Presidents. It's the All About Quincy podcast. This is your host, John Melly. Join me as we explore the history, hidden gems, and highlight the businesses with great stories that all tell the tale why Quincy, Massachusetts is a great place to live. Hey there, it's John. Welcome to the All About Quincy podcast. This is episode 7, and we are recording from our comfortable but not overly ostentatious studios, and we actually went on location to record this episode. October is National Pizza Month, and we interviewed Jerry Martocchio. He and his wife own Gennaro's Eatery. I'm going to get to that episode in just a second, but I want to thank you for listening to the All About Quincy podcast and sharing it with your friends, family, and neighbors and coworkers. We've had 414 downloads of the All About Quincy, all the various odd and sundry episodes of the All About Quincy podcast. By far, our most popular episode to date was the last episode titled Coyotes and Coy Wolves in Quincy, Oh My, with a total of 117 downloads as of this recording. Huge episode, huge interest. And so what I did was I reached out to everybody. I said, October's National Pizza Month, among other observances during the month of October. But I thought, let's talk about pizza because Quincy has a lot of pizza shops. So I reached out. I said, hey, where do you folks like to get pizza? I got all kinds of restaurants sent to me. So I reached out, and a gentleman by the name of Jerry Martocchio, who owns Gennaro's, he and his wife own Gennaro's Eatery. He said, I want to be on the show. So I went to his restaurant before they opened, and we sat down and had a conversation about his history, how he is making it through the pandemic, the changes that they had to make during the shutdown, and all about the art and science of making delicious pizza. So let's go listen to my conversation with Jerry Martocchio, chef owner of Gennaro's Eatery. Well, as I said at the beginning of the show, my guest today is Jerry Martocchio, who is the owner of Gennaro's. He and his wife own Gennaro's restaurant here in Quincy. Are you on Quincy Ave or Faxon Park?
Well, it's considered Quincy Ave in the dining room side, but it's Blanchard Road as you're pulling into the parking lot. Okay. Yeah, so it's right on the corner.
Diagonally across from the Quincy Credit Union.
Yep, that's right.
Convenient location. Jerry, October is National Pizza Month.
Right.
And as you recall, I reached out to pizza shops and pizza restaurants all around the city of Quincy, and I said, hey, let's talk about Quincy pizza. Yep. And at the beginning of the very first episode of the podcast, I said I started the All About Quincy podcast because I was walking around during COVID, and I saw all these shops and restaurants closed, and I come from a small family business background.
Right.
And I know that business owners such as yourself, your money is tied up in your inventory. Be it food, supplies, napkins, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So your money's tied up, and unless it moves, the cash flow's not going, things shut down.
That's right.
And that's true for a lot of shop owners.
Yeah.
And I just was walking around saying to myself, my folks retired about almost 20 years ago.
Right.
Okay. And I was thinking, if COVID had happened back then, I don't know what we would have done.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? I love Quincy's history. It's got a lot of businesses, a lot of great restaurants. And I said, what can I do? Take my interest and knowledge of small family businesses and history and do something to support the businesses in Quincy. So that's where this show started from. When I saw that October is National Pizza Month, I said, hey, let's we've got plenty of pizza places.
Let's go every corner.
So anyway, tell us the story of Gennaro's, how you got started and how your wife got started.
I started in Watertown in a small deli sub shop, and
I grew up in Belmont.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah, I was right off of Mount Auburn Street.
Oh,
actually.
Okay. Very good.
But before that, even growing up, I was 12, 13 years old. I've worked in bakeries and, learned how to make bread, among other stuff. And I just really took an interest. It was my purpose, you know what I mean, to get into it. So I worked at a lot of places, a lot of bakeries, a lot of restaurants. I went to college, in a couple of years, learned the business end of it. And I've just been very lucky over the years working with the right people. I worked with the old school chefs, and I'm telling you, it's nothing like it, because schools are good, but schools are textbook.
Yeah.
This is the real deal, you know?
The art.
Yeah, you know, when you work with a good chef that knows his stuff, boy, you follow him around, you know, and you learn. And that's what I did. And I was in Watertown for a long time. Then I opened up a second place in Watertown, Jerry's Kitchen. And I was there for about 8 or 9 years off of Belmont Street.
Okay.
And I was right on the corner.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Right near Francis Food Market.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
You go pay your phone bill at Francis Food Market.
And everybody told me that I would never do anything there because there was no parking. It was right on the corner.
Yeah.
I says, okay. And I turned that into a lucrative business, thank God. And then after that, I got married and I bought a house down the South Shore. I was commuting back and forth every day, and it was just killing me with the hours I was working. You know?
Sure, yeah.
So we decided on Quincy as a landing spot, and like the Pilgrims, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here for good. I like the area. The people are so warm. They'll back you 100%, you know.
Yeah.
You're good to people here, they'll give it right back to you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I just love what I do, you know, and my son's going to be taking it over after I retire down the road, you know, once he learns the business really well. And I've had a good run here. But like you said, COVID was nothing to joke about because I had a going business, a known business. I was well-versed in takeout, which probably saved me from COVID.
Yeah.
You know, there was non-existence in the dining room, catering, non-existence, and those are the two things that carried me before. So I lost two components right there. So
2/3 of your business just boom.
Yeah. So, but we made ends meet. You know, we had a couple of meetings with the staff, and we took the waitresses and we made them drivers or counter people.
Oh.
And we focused on takeout, doing it right, getting it right out, driving, you know, delivery, you know. So that's what we focused on, and it got us through, you know. And now slowly we're starting to get back, but this is far from over, and not just for me, but for all these shop owners, these poor guys who either just opened up a business at the end of it or opening up now. It's still, we're not getting hit with the COVID as bad as we were before, and it's almost at the end in that aspect. But as far as our business anyways, supplies are hard to find. Prices are skyrocketing on anything you do. I mean, you know, you order less food and the bill is the same as it was when you were ordering 3 times that food.
Wow.
Because that's the price difference.
Yeah, my sister and her husband own an ice cream stand up in Maine.
Okay.
And so they were having to put, because last summer they were saying anybody who wanted a cone, it had to go in a cup and then a cone on top.
Right.
So whereas before, people walked off with a cone, they just walked off with a cone.
Right.
But everybody walked away with a cup. And then, of course, the supplies became scarce because restaurants that weren't doing takeout did takeout. So there was just a run on all those things. And
it's
people don't think about that stuff. And I think that's why this is important to talk about.
Yeah. It's gotten really, really bad. And it's getting worse, I noticed, too. Like, you know, and I use companies that are Italian-based, like, you know, product companies, and they're finding it hard keeping up with product. They're running out of a lot of stock, or they're outrageous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there was the other big thing was the help. Nobody in this business had any help. If you notice, going down the street, anywhere, help wanted signs were like, you know, on every corner because it was bad. People were stealing other people's help, paying astronomical wages, and what's going to happen to those people is they're going to let them go as soon as they get other people for normal rates, you know, and not this high end, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going on.
Yeah,
either.
oh yeah, it's a lot of good friends of mine who didn't happen to me, but a lot of other places that I have good friends that work in this industry.
Yeah,
people stole their help from them. You know, it's you know, it's vicious.
People, you know, people have families to feed and bills to pay.
That's right. So exactly right.
I suppose.
You know?
So talk to me about your love of your craft.
Well, I've always believed in one thing, and this was, you know, like an argument with my father, God rest his soul, for years, you know, why are you buying this and why are you buying that? Because I'm a believer You start out with something good. You have a good base to start out with. You're going to make a good product. So I don't, cost is no object to me. When I want to get the product to a taste that I like, I don't care what it costs to make it. I'm going to make it, and I'm going to be the best at it. And we really try that hard with all our foods here and our pizza, especially our pizza. Now, we won a Best in Massachusetts contest about 2 or 3 years ago at Gillette Stadium. Best in Massachusetts.
Best pizza in Massachusetts.
And I mean, that was a really nice award because you put in the hours, you put in the work, and your help has a lot to do with that too, because I could make up 100 recipes. If they don't carry that out and are consistent with it, you've done nothing right. You know what I mean? So it goes a lot to the help I have here too. They're a good bunch of people, a good core that work hard, and they make it right, So, it's just using good ingredients and the experience. You learn something every day, especially pizza. You learn something every day. Every day I'm still learning, and I'm 62, and I'm still learning. Even as far as when to take the dough out of the refrigerator, when it's more pliable, when it's going to give you more air. Air in a pizza is very important, too, because you're going to get that nice fluffy crust. You know what I mean? So all these little things come together. 3 people could make the same pizza with the same dough and the same sauce and everything else, but it'll come out 3 different ways. So you got to be consistent. That's what it is.
That comes with experience. Sure. I mean, you're just saying all this stuff. One of the things that I love about doing what I do is I get to talk to people who are masters at what they do.
Right.
And there's always some nuance or subtlety that the person who just loves your pizza comes in, eats your pizza, has no idea about all those little things that you do to make that pizza taste the way they like the pizza.
Right.
Which is fascinating to me.
Oh yeah, I mean there's so many things, and I've done some crazy things in the past too. Like I've experimented, and my kid thinks I'm off the wall. Like I even made a pizza dough one day with, instead of water, I used Coca-Cola.
Really?
And it gave the pizza such a brown color, amber color-like, because of the sugar content in it. And that gave it a nice taste, too. I mean, you really didn't know what it was, but you knew it had a nice taste. But somebody who has diabetes wouldn't like that pizza,
Probably not, no. But I knew a guy who made brownies with Coca-Cola in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that, go on behind the scenes, experimenting. Like if you love your craft, you'll never stop. And if you say you know it all, you're a bull artist, because you'll never know it all. I learn every day, every day.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
That's,
What is your favorite pizza to make?
I like the margarita because it's simple ingredients: basil leaves, fresh tomatoes, garlic, and buffalo mozzarella. I mean, and it's just all comes together, and a little olive oil. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, I have the crazy pizzas here. I have the barbecue, bacon, French fry pizza, and chicken ziti, broccoli Alfredo pizza.
I saw the video as I was waiting in the lobby here. It's like,
they like it. They buy them, but me, I'm a traditionalist. If you go to a place and they have a good cheese, they have a good pizza. If you like their cheese pizza, then you've done something right, because that's not hiding anything.
That's true. That's
I
hadn't thought about it that way, but
And there's so many different styles of pizza too. Like I like other people's pizza too once in a while. I like a good Greek style pizza. If it's made right, it's a nice pizza. Italian pizza is made like mine is made on a hot stone. The old school way, which I like too. I also make a Sicilian pizza too, in a pan.
Now, see, this is where I'm learning.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Greek, Italian, and Sicilian pizzas, basically?
Greek is basically a pan pizza, but it's a softer dough. It's a crispier dough. It's made with a lot like shortening in it and stuff. With the Italian pizza, is a very lean dough. It's basically good olive oil, salt, flour, water, and yeast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I use fresh yeast. I know everybody likes that dry yeast because it's easier to store and it fares better and everything, but you buy good fresh yeast, you'll never go wrong with taste,
Okay.
But Sicilian is almost on the idea of a scally loaf of bread. It's the same type of dough.
Okay.
A little sugar added into it, oil again, but it's a mixture which I can't divulge.
No, don't give away.
It's not all bread flour. There's other flours mixed into it to give it a softer texture than an Italian leaner thin crust dough.
Oh, okay.
But mine is, I learned that from Rhode Island, a guy in Rhode Island who's like probably the biggest sales towards any chain, and he's a single operator.
Wow.
I mean, he's up there. But they've been doing it for 100 years, too,
Yeah,
So
100.
I learned from him step by step, And,
That's amazing.
He makes a good Sicilian.
Yeah.
It's a nice pizza. It's a little thicker than if you like a nice thick pizza.
Yeah.
That's what to buy. And it's good when you're having parties or events.
Okay.
It goes well because you get a full sheet for $24, and it's a big full sheet pan of pizza.
So is that the square?
Yeah, well,
okay,
it's rectangle.
Yeah.
But it's actually 24 pieces.
Wow.
So it's a good-sized pizza. You could cut it into like appetizer sizes, which is very popular here on events and stuff I do, or football parties or events or anything, It just goes well.
What's the most popular pizza that you sell?
I would say the sausage. I use a real good sausage here. I don't buy those sausage bits.
No.
I use the real sweet Italian sausage, and I cut it myself, and it's,
Nice.
I'd like to use on my pepperoni, but some people wouldn't probably go for it. I like the real Italian margherita pepperoni.
Okay.
Which, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It comes in a stick. It's very dry.
Yes. Yeah.
But you'd have to put it on the pizza midway during the cooking, because if you did it at the start, it would just oil out and cup-like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But the flavor, oh my God, it's so good, you know what I mean? It's really good. I mean, if somebody requested it, I would do it for them.
There you go.
Because that's a phenomenal pepperoni pizza.
That's my favorite, is pepperoni pizza. But at any rate, you're getting ready to. We are here in your dining room right now.
Yep.
And you're getting ready to open up soon.
Yep.
Is there anything that you want to share with our listeners?
Well, just that I want to basically thank them for the 26 years so far that I've had here. It's been a good run so far, and I hope it continues. They've been really loyal to me. They're really, really loyal. Even during bad times, they came in and supported us. I mean, really nice people.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends. When I leave here, I go home. I go from work to home. I don't go anyway. I got my kids and my wife. I have so many friends here that I've met over the years, and I consider them friends because they are. And if something's ever not right here, that you get or whatever, talk to me, call me. I put my cell number on the hotline number every day. If you have any suggestions, tell me. You know what I mean? I want to be the best. I don't want to be good. I want to be the best.
There you go.
And I just want to, give a lot of gratitude out to the customer for a change, because they're the reason that we're here still, And so good to me.
That's great.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, one last question, and I'll probably put this in a little bit earlier. You're working the business.
Yep.
What time did you get here today?
3:30.
3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a man who is dedicated to his business and his customers. So, I mean, you probably got up at 2.
Well, it came to the point where, I didn't do this all the time, at 3:30. I come in at 5 or 6, but I'm coming in earlier now because the way I feel is the help is not out there yet. They haven't fully come back to work, a lot of people. And the morning prep is such an important position in any restaurant, because that guy's got to be able to pump food out the right way. Not just pump it out, the right way, It's got to have good flavors, making soups. I do all my soups every morning. I do my sauce every morning in big vats.
Wow.
Shock cook all my pasta, cut all the vegetables, make my arancinis, bread my chicken cutlets, my veal, you know what I mean? So all that, if you don't have somebody good in the morning, your day starts off bad. Or you come in, the next set of cooks comes in to actually cook lunch,
there's nothing there for
ready.
them. Yeah.
It just
backs everything up.
Yeah, it just turns your stomach because it's like your whole day is behind now.
Yeah.
Whereas if I come in, they can blame me. And I don't mind taking the blame.
No, that's amazing. So you've already put in an 8-hour day.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing when you think about it. You don't just come in, turn the ovens on, and the food's ready to rock and roll. There's a lot of work.
A lot of people think there's a magical microwave up there that just brings out food, but I wish it was, but it's not that way.
It won't come out the way you want it.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Well, listen, sir, I want to thank you for taking time out of your very busy day to talk to me. And
thank you very much.
I hope you have an awesome National Pizza Month for October and a fantastic year, and I hope everything gets back up to speed for you real soon.
I appreciate that. I really do. And thank everybody out there again, too.
Well, that's it for this episode of the All About Quincy podcast. I want to thank you for listening. Hey, if you know of someone, maybe it's yourself, that is a business owner, a historian, something neat going on in the community, an unsung hero in the city of Quincy, we want to hear about it. If you think you should be on the show, or if you think of someone who should be on the show, we want to know. Just go to allaboutquincypodcast.com, click on the contact button in the upper right-hand corner, and fill out your name, email address, and a short paragraph of why this person should be on the show. We would love your suggestions. We've got more episodes coming up, perhaps another couple of pizza shop episodes. It's October. It's National Pizza Month, and also Halloween's coming up. Who knows what we could come up for a Halloween episode for the All About Quincy podcast. I don't know. You'll just have to stay tuned and listen. Anyway, until next time, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.